The small wooden box he refused to unpack. When I opened my doors to 9-year-old Leo, the agency warned me about outbursts, yelling, or slamming doors. What they didn't warn me about was the absolute silence. Leo arrived with a small, beaten-up wooden box. It had a heavy iron latch, and he carried it everywhere. To the dinner table, to the bathroom, even tucked under his arm while watching TV. If I walked into a room too fast, he'd freeze, drop his hands over the lid, and wait for me to pass. For 2 weeks, he never touched a single toy. He ate barely 3 bites of every meal, quietly folding his napkin and whispering, "Thank you for the portion," like he was a guest in a hotel waiting for his bill. Then, one rainy afternoon, I was folding laundry when I accidentally knocked over a ceramic mug. It shattered on the hardwood. I turned around, and Leo was already on his knees, his face completely pale, trembling as he scraped the pieces together with his bare hands. I'll fix it. I swear I'll buy a new one. Please don't call her," he choked out, his eyes wild with terror. He thought a broken cup meant a packed bag. I knelt down, gently pulled his hands away from the sharp edges, and whispered, "Hey, it's just a cup, Leo. Cups break. You're not in trouble." He stared at me for a long time, like I was speaking a language he'd never heard before. That night, after he fell asleep, I noticed the wooden box sitting open on his desk. Curiosity got the best of me. Inside wasn't money or toys, but 7 crumpled receipts. Every receipt had a tiny handwritten note on the back. 3 days at the Miller house, 2 weeks at the Johnsons, 1 month with Mr. Carter. He wasn't keeping treasures, he was keeping a log, counting down the days until he was sent away again, waiting for the clock to run out. The next morning, I didn't give him a big speech. Instead, I walked into his room with a brass nameplate and a small screwdriver. I stepped up to his bedroom door and screwed the brass plate right onto the wood, right at his eye level. It read, "Leo's room, permanent residence." He stood in the hallway, gazing at those carved letters, his little hands shaking. What if I mess up?" he whispered. I looked him straight in the eye and said, "Then we fix it. Together. You're home, Leo." 3 weeks passed. One Tuesday after school, I walked into his room to grab his laundry basket and stopped dead in my tracks. The wooden box was sitting on his bookshelf, wide open and completely empty. All 7 receipts were sitting in the trash bin, shredded into tiny pieces. And on his bed lay a half-finished drawing of our house, with 2 figures standing in the front yard. A kid who had spent his entire life measuring time in days had finally decided to stop counting.